last name wrong, even after having heard you say it 2 weeks ago.
It's okay, everybody does.
Um,
I'm not seeing their pictures.
yeah, they don't have their cameras on.
That's why.
They're here.
There we go.
We will not have our applicants for 5 West. We can talk about it when we get there.
Okay.
But everybody else is here.
Good. You're all set back there and you're ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Welcome to the Monday, July the 7th meeting of the Montpelier Design Review Committee. I will let committee members and staff introduce themselves.
Eric Gilbertson, member.
Martha Smirsky, member.
Rebecca Owens, member.
Meredith Crandall, staff.
Steve Everett, member. And at this point, we'll let Meredith review the remote meeting procedures and process.
Okay. Well, I guess we don't need it. I was like, I don't have the projector, but there's nobody else here in the room, so it's okay. So for everyone viewing tonight's Design Review Committee meeting via ORCA Media, you can participate in the discussion via the Zoom platform through either video or telephone access options. To join the Zoom meeting with all of the video options, you can type this link into your web browser. Alternatively, if you want to just dial in on any phone, you use this phone number, and when prompted, put in this meeting ID. Either of those options, I will get a notification that you want to get into the meeting and be able to let you in. If anyone is having problems accessing the meeting, please email me at mcrandall@montpelier-vt.org. For those attending via Zoom, turning your video on is optional. For everyone attending, please keep your microphone on mute when you're not speaking. This will help reduce background noise. The Zoom chat function should only be used for troubleshooting or logistics questions. Please keep any actual comments about items on the agenda done orally through the Zoom platform or over the phone. In the event the public is unable to access tonight's meeting, it will need to be continued to a time and place certain. I'll now hand the meeting back over to the chair.
At this point, do I hear a motion from one of the members to approve the agenda?
This is Martha. I'll move to approve the agenda.
This is Rebecca. I'll second.
And all in favor of the agenda, speak your names.
Eric.
Martha.
Rebecca.
And Steve. We can move forward to the first application for 51 Berlin Street, owner John Quadros and Maria Quadros, regarding new wall signs with lights.
I don't know if DeMartin or Susan want to talk about it, and I can share the plans over my screen. Just let me know when. And whoever's talking needs to.
Yeah, sorry, I just unmuted.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, so we have the front elevation there. We want to add a Dunkin' logo sign between the front, that vestibule area between both of those glass. It would be exteriorly illuminated with 4 gooseneck style lights. Then we have a small accent wall that will have that lettering for Montpelier. Runs on Duncan as well with 4 the same similar style 4 gooseneck lights, which was included in the packet on what the style, what they look like. And then on the back of the building, we have another accent wall, also with some wording there. Something fresh is always brewing. Also has exterior illumination of 4 gooseneck lights.
Can you refresh us as to what is existing now for lighted signs?
So we have nothing on the building. Right now, all we have is a freestanding pylon sign.
And that's lit from the interior, is that correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna go to the goosenecks, sorry. They're up.
Right there.
Oh, there's just like a diagram, pretty simple.
Mhm.
I don't think, yeah, that's the different lighting that I've gotta look at. But yeah, they're, I think that was the only real picture of them. Yeah. Pretty basic goosenecks, small.
And Meredith, how does the lighting on the building, how does that, is that affected by the lighting on the freestanding sign?
Um,
I know that there's a certain limit to the number of lumens that one can have.
yeah, so there is a lumen max for the parcel as a whole. And this is one of the things with the way my schedule has been. I haven't gone through and double checked all the numbers, right? Everything was checked when they came through for the site plan refresh and when they added new lighting and expanded the parking.
Mhm.
And that was all in compliance at that point, including with the sign. And so, you know, there may be some reduction of some of these proposed lights after I recalculate everything afresh with these new proposed lights. And they also updated the lamps in the
On
there's
the soffits.
under that
Yeah.
under the soffits, right?
Yeah.
So like when you go through the drive-through, there's lighting under there.
Mhm.
And so I've got all the numbers to recalculate everything. Um, and so if it ends up going over a little bit, some of those lights may be either dimmed or some of the goosenecks may not happen.
On the spec sheet, it shows that the wattage on the lights is 7,
Yeah, the wattage is not how bright it is.
but lumens is 525
Yeah, they're really
for
low.
bulbs. So
Yep.
it's really low. So
Yep, it's really low.
4 bulbs is 2,000.
Yep. They're really low. So I think
Yeah.
they're going to be okay with what they're proposing, but if for some reason we're going over a little bit, we'll just adjust a couple things and it'll be fine.
Well, to be really frank, my concern is that we don't want another situation like the Domino's sign that just glares out at people
Well,
and
that's
I've heard a lot of people complain about it. So I don't want to see us duplicating that 2 doors down.
oh, well, that's just it. None of these new, so the sign that they have, this the ground mounted sign is
Yeah.
existing. That's not changing at all. And they don't have none of these new signs are internally illuminated, right? These are all small spotlights. on the
I
outside.
understand that. Yeah.
So it shouldn't be like the domino sign in any way, shape, or form.
So
That's the whole point of not having any more of those internally illuminated signs that got approved years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
so
And obviously these would only be used in the early morning or the late night.
and again, four fixtures and it's a total of 28 watts.
Yeah, they're gonna be really, and the lumens are really low and it's pointed at the building. It doesn't go out. So that makes a big difference too.
Does anyone have any other questions, comments, or suggestions?
I'm good.
Okay. I'll go through the criteria for signs in this design control district. Number 1, size, location, design, color, texture, lighting, and material of all exterior signs within the district shall be compatible with the building and structures of the site and surrounding properties. Acceptable. Where appropriate, signing shall respect the original sign placement and sign bands on historic structures. This placement at this location is acceptable. It is recommended that sign placement be centered over building entries. This placement is acceptable. Sign installation shall minimize damage to character defining materials on the building. That's acceptable. Sign design, color, and typography shall respect historic precedents where appropriate and shall be the appropriate scale for existing and new buildings. Acceptable. Lighting fixtures for signs mounted on all building facades shall be designed with appropriate housing, shielding, and photometrics to ensure that there is appropriate lighting levels and illumination that focuses on the sign panels exclusively acceptable. All in favor of the application, speak your names.
Eric,
This is Martha. I'll say yes with just having expressed my concerns.
Rebecca,
And that's a yes. And Steve says yes. So it's approved 4-0. And you can explain the next step.
So DeMartin, I will double check the lumen totals.
Okay, we can,
I'll let you know if anything needs to be tweaked. I don't think it will because these are so low.
Okay.
But if it does, we'll discuss, and then I just have to do the administrative site plan report, and we'll get this out the door.
okay. And then there's an appeal window, right? For,
There is a 15-day appeal window.
Okay.
I mean, nobody has shown up to discuss or sent any comments.
okay,
So I would not, it's up to you and, corporate and everything as to whether or not they want to wait to order the actual signs and everything until
well, it's
the
gonna
window's
take
closed.
it takes over 4 weeks, so we're in that.
Yeah. It's not like I'm going to tell you not to order it.
Yeah,
So, okay.
okay,
I'll be in
Great.
touch hopefully tomorrow morning.
okay, sounds good.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming.
All right, thank you.
And we can move to our next application for 39 Northfield Street. Owner applicant Melissa Shekanoff for a zipline installation. Is Melissa?
Yep.
I love the fact that we're calling this a zip line. I just keep picturing people coming down with their little helmets.
everything else call it. It's not technically an elevator or a dumbwaiter, so.
Yeah, I know.
Give me just a minute so I can have the detail drawings up. Sorry, I'm a little slow this evening. They upgraded some computers, so I'm dealing with a different computer than normal. So this is the same that everybody saw at the last meeting. Same with this detail view of the posts and the structural. This is a little bit new to show. This is what I needed for my zoning purposes, for location and how far things were from property lines. This new drawing. But the other details on what it would look like, were provided when we had the preliminary look 2 weeks ago.
this is kind of a curiosity question. Are you going to have some kind of a basket or things to put your groceries in?
Yeah, I haven't discussed it fully with them. The biggest part was really just the installing the structure, and then because I can't do that part on my own. But yeah, the whole purpose is to bring up groceries. So
Will it be motorized?
I've chatted with them about it, and ideally I'd like it to not be, but with the option of installing a motor at another time.
Okay. I don't think we have to I mean, we could allow that to be an option if she chooses to motorize it. She could put a motor up at the top off of the deck. And then you could use a double pulley system similar to a mini ski lift kind of a design. A double pulley would carry your cable up, and you could do a loop, bring it up and back down, and you could put a basket on it, which would operate. You could bring it up or bring it back down, either one. And geared down, it doesn't take a very large motor, and it wouldn't be that expensive.
No, I don't think it'll be that hard to install either. I'm pretty sure there was something like this previously. Someone who's been here forever says he remembers there being an elevator of some kind installed, and there's definitely wiring at the bottom of the steps that have just been cut. So
Does anyone on the committee have any questions, comments, or suggestions?
No, I'm good with it.
A question, why aren't you doing the lower post closer to the parking area there?
there's a landing that's not in the drawing that is up on the upper part of the stairs. So there's stairs that, so the parking is here, and then there's stairs that go up and up through there, and that's where I'm pretty sure the original elevator or whatever it was installed previously. There's already a sturdy metal frame and a box, so it just makes sense to just go where it is now. I think it would be too complicated to go over a second railing and then go into the parking lot the way that it's currently set up.
I'm just really thinking about the ease of loading it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind carrying up whatever
I-
it is up just that flight of stairs. It's just the rest of them.
Yeah, I see now why it would be that way. Yeah.
Also, before I forget, I want to thank Meredith for being so responsive and kind and helping me get this application together. You were really on top of it, and it relieved a lot of stress. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, unless anyone has anything to add at this point, we can go through the criteria. Number 2, existing buildings shall be recognized as a physical record of their time, place, and use. Any new development shall be differentiated from the old, but shall respect and be compatible with the massing, size, scale, architectural features, detailing, and overall character of their primary historic building and nearby historic properties. This lift is acceptable. Location and appearance of all utilities, mechanical equipment, trash storage, and fencing shall be sited to minimize adverse visual impact or adequately and appropriately screened from public view. Acceptable.
Really, just one more.
Yes.
You get to skip a lot of criteria that don't apply to this one.
Accessory buildings and structures. New accessory buildings or structures shall be located within either the side yard or rear yard and shall not visually disrupt the streetscape or affect the integrity of the existing building or proposed new building. Acceptable. And even though it's not mentioned, we'll just do an optional that a motorized pulley system, I'll say pulley basket line is acceptable.
That way you don't have to come back if you do add a motor to it, Melissa, because that'll already be in that record. And that'll actually end up being put on the permit itself. If you come back, it's okay to add that without having to come back to the design review committee, as long as like somehow the regulations themselves haven't changed weirdly and specifically.
Thank you.
All in favor of the applications, speak your names.
Eric, yes.
This is Martha. I say yes.
Rebecca, yes.
And Steve says yes. So it's passed 4-0 in favor.
So Melissa, this one, what I am probably going to do is I'll scan this recommendation form to you for you to sign and send back that you're okay with the optional change that they put in. And then we'll be able to just issue the permit. So then the question is, when that does get issued, think about if you want us to mail the permit to you, if you want to come pick it up. It all depends on how quickly you want to have it in hand.
Okay.
If you can decide for when you
Yeah.
email back the signed copy of the form. So, thank you.
Thank you. And
everybody.
good luck with your project.
Appreciate that.
Did she have another question or?
I don't think so. Do you have any other questions, Melissa? No, I think she signed off.
Oh,
They
okay.
froze. So
I want to be the first person down that zip line.
Put a nice big pad at the bottom.
Yeah.
So for the fence for 5 West, the Sheehan's had some various things come up today and couldn't actually be here tonight. And so originally I said, well, if they don't really have any questions and they're happy with the fence, maybe you don't need to come back and design review will approve it. And then I found out that they also want to put solar panels on their roof that need to come to design review. So, they are perfectly fine coming back in 2 weeks if you guys want to just continue this application, because they haven't sent me the details on the solar panels, and we're going to be just adding that to the same zoning permit and doing it all under one approval for them. So we can, if you guys want, you can just continue this application and I'll re-include everything, including the solar panel information, for the meeting in 2 weeks. It's up to you how you want to do it. If you want to,
I'll move that we continue this part of the application for the 2 weeks.
I second that motion.
All in favor of continuing this to make it a simpler application with the combined solar panels, speak your names.
Eric
Martha?
says
Rebecca,
It's Steve. So we'll continue it till the next meeting.
awesome. Thank you.
Has everyone had a chance to look at the minutes from June the 16th?
Yeah, and I brought this up before the meeting actually started with Meredith, and she explained some things to me. I've noticed in these meetings, in these minutes, excuse me, as well as last week's minutes, that it's really hard to tell from the minutes exactly what we were talking about. And that was specifically as to 140 Main Street. It was really difficult to remember what we were even talking about. Meredith explained to me that there are limited requirements of what must be in there, but that over the years she has been adding more to sort of flesh it out. I understand that, but I would love it if she would be able to return to at least fleshing them out so that we know what we're talking about. I'm thinking about other people reading the minutes and going, what? Not knowing what we were actually doing. But other than that, there was a small typo on the last part of it under the review minutes from May 19th. The last line says, Ben and Liz either abstaining of votes not audible. I think it's or votes not audible.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay. Does anyone have anything else? Or with that small change, do we hear a motion to approve the agenda?
Minutes.
Agenda. No,
The minutes.
my mind's gone. See,
So moved.
approve the minutes. How about that?
I think Eric just moved it.
We hear a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor of the minutes, speak your names.
Eric,
Martha,
Rebecca,
Steve.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to your color in the future.
Yeah, it's been sort of a time allocation issue. I will try and get back to it and do my normal fleshing out of things.
Thank you, Meredith.
You're welcome.
Does anyone have anything else to add at this point? In the next regular meeting, Monday, July the 21st, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
so
This-
moved.
And I'll second it. This is Martha.
All in favor of adjournment, speak your names.
Rebecca,
Martha,
Was that
Steve,
That was, I think all three of you said your names at the same time. So that was
It's
the
hot.
meeting is adjourned. Thank you for coming.
okay.
Makes
you
it
all.
double unanimous. Goodbye.
Good night.